Hi, it's Marina, the Soul Alchemist, and it's time for Pick Your Own Card Weekly Guidance for the 11th through to the 18th of June. So it's right up to the new moon in Gemini, which is on Sunday the 18th. So without thinking about it, I want you to tune into cards 1, 2, or 3 if you haven't already chosen. And I'm going to reveal the messages, themes, and energies that will support you over the next 7 days, but also listen for the bonus card because this week it's about relationships. And I would encourage you to listen to all 3 cards because they're all going to level and layer and weave into each other to kind of give you a really complete message for the week. And I'm using the Akashic Oracle card deck, which is a deck that I've created that you can buy and play along with me each week, get further understanding in terms of how I use the cards and the messages that come through for me. And also you get an antique key style key similar to this. There's lots of different types that also comes free and a masterclass, and you can use this as a pendulum to support any healing or activation that you want to do as part of you using those cards. So it's like a little modality all in itself. So if you want to get those cards, if you want to ask me about those cards, then there's a link in the description below, or you can just leave a comment and I'll come back to you. Also, I will link a meditation, a journey, Akashic journey, which will support you with healing and activations also at the end. So do please check that out as well. And it will be something that will support with these cards. Okay, so if you pick card 1, what I'm getting with this particular card, it's success anchor. So what you can see is a picture of a book, which is representative of your present lifetime book in the Akashic Records. And what we've got is these symbols of success. So we've got the crown, we've got the key, we've got coins, feathers, acorns, whatever a symbol of success would mean for you. What we can do is we can actively place these into our present lifetime book to really support us with the alignment of realizing whatever the success anchor means for you in terms of intention. It's supporting us with taking that aligned action, or the doors of opportunity opening, or those right people stepping in to support you, or the getting the wisdom on the next steps to realize that intention. So the success anchor is a way of anchoring success, staking your claim in your present lifetime book, so in this present lifetime. And so what I'm kind of really picking up on this is, how much do you believe you can have success? Because what I kind of picked up with this card is perhaps a sense of not believing that you can be successful in whatever it is that you want to experience, achieve, have as an outcome, a goal, an intention. So it might be something that you've been working on for quite a while, and you're getting frustrated, and it's kind of like, why isn't this happening for me? And it might be that there's a stop-start kind of pattern going on for you in terms of, you know, you go all in and then nothing happens. So then you kind of take a step back and then you get remotivated, or you change your mind, or something gets tweaked, and then you go all in again and then nothing happens. And so we have this stop-start kind of process. And through that process, what can happen is that your self-belief and your confidence in believing that you can achieve success in that outcome really starts to dwindle. It starts to fade. And so this card is saying for me, really look at your mindset, look at your beliefs, look at your beliefs around achieving success. And the success doesn't need to be this massive all singing, dancing kind of vision. It can be the smallest thing, and maybe that's where you need to start in order to build up your confidence and your self-belief and your trust around having success. So maybe that's something that you need to look at this week, is start small, something that perhaps is working towards the larger thing, and you're taking these steps and kind of achieving these outcomes that then kind of builds this momentum, but it also reinstates your self-belief and your deservability even around success. So for some of you, you may not believe that actually you're worthy of the success, And it might be not a conscious thing. It could be a subconscious thing. It might be a slight feeling there that I'm not worthy of this because maybe I've not worked hard enough for it, or what will people think if I achieve this? Will I be ostracized? Will I be kind of judged for it? Will I lose people because of it? There's lots of reasons why we self-sabotage our success. And for me, what I picked up on this was about the belief that you can have success. So using your Akashic Records and really defining what a symbol of success is for you, relate it to the thing that you want to achieve, and kind of intentionally install that. Ask for it to be installed into your present lifetime book in your Akashic Records, and visualize that and think about that symbol a lot. Bring it to your mind, because you're making the direct connection with achieving that success. And the more that you can kind of think about that symbol, or maybe actually have a physical symbol that reminds you of that you can connect in with, then what you're doing is you're strengthening that connection to that outcome and inviting all of the bits and pieces that are going to help you to achieve it. Now, if you find that it just never happens, then also just be open to the fact that maybe it's not meant for you, and there's something that's even better, even bigger, or more aligned that is for you. So you also need to kind of think about that. Are you placing your success and your energy and your intentions in the wrong place? So there's also that you could consider as well. But this week, if you've picked card 1 and also layering it with the other cards, then success and your what are your success symbols? What is it that you want to have success in? And does it feel aligned for you? How long have you been working on that? And if you've been working on it for ages and ages and ages, then maybe something needs to be tweaked, or maybe you need to take your success into a slightly different area and see if you get results there instead. So success anchor. So really kind of focusing on success, your mindset around success, whether you believe that you deserve success, and what are you doing? What is your symbol of success, and how can you imprint it into your Akashic Records, your present lifetime book? And you can do that just by asking for it to be done, and visualize that symbol of success being installed. If you've got my book, if you've got my deck of cards and the book with it and the masterclass, then we do talk about that in a deeper way in terms of the process for that. Also, if you want to kind of have your own one-to-one session and you would like me to support you and have Akashic Record healing with an Akashic Oracle empowerment session, then you can start that from £33 and I can support you for a whole year with 4 sessions, or you can just have a single session. Reach out to me or click the links below and we can discuss that in greater detail, but I can support you with moving forward over your next 3 months. So it's 3-month forecasts that I do with healing, intuitive guidance and coaching. Okay, so if you pick card 2, there is a great need, and do go and listen to card 1 as well, because that's going to be part of this message as well. So renew and relax. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's like a spa in the outdoors. So have you been working too hard? Have you been quite hard on yourself in terms of having time off? Do you feel too guilty and need to be in productive mode, busy mode all of the time? And so you're just not having this chance to really rejuvenate and renew and relax your physical, mental, emotional and spiritual bodies and well-being. This card is saying, get into water, get into nature, and just relax in whatever way that you can do. So that's maybe meditation, maybe going to yoga. What you can see here is you've got this female that she's kind of like relaxing in the water. What I'm really picking up on here is her focus on the waterfalls. So it's kind of almost, when we kind of get focused on something that maybe we're watching. So it could be like some pets playing in front of us, or we're maybe looking out into the garden and we're looking at the clouds, or maybe looking at something in the sky. And we can just really zone in and we can tune out a little bit, but we're kind of fixated on that thing. This is what I feel like we kind of need a bit more of this week, in terms of just zoning out of the mind and allowing yourself to become very present in the moment of watching things like, you know, natural nature, like waterfalls, brooks, running water, looking at the flowers, you know, swaying in the wind, birds in the sky, whatever it might be for you. There's, you know, this is going to be an easy way for you to renew and relax this week, is being present in the moment. Breath work is really good for that as well, in terms of getting you out of the head. Also getting out into nature, being in water. So if you've been feeling like a real yearning to get into the sea, or getting into even a swimming pool, or even into the bath, just to soak and just feel the healing water around you, then this card is saying absolutely do it. There's a need for you to shut down this week and have some space and time for yourself. There's no other people in this card. This is about having alone time, just to kind of get out of the mind, basically get back into the body and just do something really nice for yourself. So even if you can get yourself on a spa day, spa afternoon, spa hour, you create your own spa hour at home with candles and salt bath and all of that type of stuff. You know, these things can be recreated. We can do these things, and they don't have to be like all singing and dancing. You know, sometimes we can use that as an excuse not to relax. And also know that relaxing is a worthy activity. Listen to the word, it is an activity, and it is productive. We're just doing it in a different way. And sometimes it takes our mind a little bit, and our ego, to get used to that. And so it will use it as a weapon to not allow us to renew and relax. Doing this without guilt. That is the challenge for you. If you pick card 2 this week, allow yourself to renew and relax without guilt, knowing it's a worthy activity and you are being productive in a way that isn't given to us by society. We're doing it in a very different way that's more nurturing and nourishing for us. And so we become really super productive afterwards when we take this time out for ourselves. So this is about renewing and relaxing your own energy. So if you've been running on empty, giving, this is time to give to yourself. And this is a card that's saying, listen, listen to that. And allow yourself to do it, even in the smallest way. You know, small steps, big wins. That's what this card also brings. So let me know how the card resonates. If you want to go deeper with your own empowerment oracle session. Empowerment is what I do. So we really get into the nuts and bolts of your next 3 months. There's Akashic record healing. I do kind of a lot of spiritual coaching, bringing through whatever guides need to come through. There's a lot of background healing as well as the official healing that I do in these sessions. And if you're really looking for confirmation and a way to kind of get clarity, then these sessions are absolutely amazing. But also what you'll find is that we clear a karmic block. At least one karmic block that will get cleared, which will kind of shift what needs to be shifted out of the way, so you can kind of move through in the most aligned way in the next 3 months. You can start that from £33, and that can support you then for the whole year with 4 sessions. So that's £33 a month. Or you can just get a single session. Okay, so moving on to card 3. Please do go back and listen to cards 2 and cards 1, because they are all interlinking beautifully. So card 3, we're going into a new moon on Sunday in Gemini. Gemini is all about communication. It's about having fun. Geminis are, you know, it's a little bit of the split personality also, but they're vibrant. It's a vibrant energy that comes through, and it's quite vivacious, I feel, Gemini kind of energy. Quite motivated also. But communication is a key part. And so what we've got here that really supports the Gemini new moon, but also just in general, is divine strategy. So the word divine is a key part of this particular message. If you have been following a strategy, and what we mean by strategy is a plan, a way forward for you to achieve something, and it doesn't seem to just be kind of getting the momentum that you hoped, or you're not getting the progress, or you're not along on the pathways as far as you kind of anticipated or hoped, then what I want you to connect in with is the word divine. Does this strategy feel divine to you? Does it light you up? Now, there's always going to be parts of a strategy or a plan where we're trying to achieve something, a goal, an intention, that is not, they're not going to be all singing and dancing. Oh my God, yeah, this is amazing. This part of this strategy, it really fires me up. But if none of that strategy is firing you up in any way and feels exciting, then I need to kind of get you to question, is there any divine part of that? And what do I mean by divine? Divine means it's soul-led, it lights you up. And also it's been created in a way with your guides. So there has to be a soul aligned aspect within there, because you're putting your soul expression into this, and this is your intention. This is something you really want to achieve. So it's got to come from the heart. It's got to feel soul aligned. And it really needs to be soul aligned, because you've got to have that resilience to keep going when it feels a little bit tough. And the divine part is, have you connected in with your guides to also get their viewpoint on it, to maybe get clarity or guidance on the next steps, or to maybe even do a little bit of healing around it, so that you can kind of clear any limiting beliefs or conditioning that might be there, or programming, or some, past trauma that's there when you've tried this thing before and you perceived for it to be failed. And so there's a real energy and emotion attached to that, and you've still not kind of like worked through that enough. So just a little bit of healing could be the thing that then gets you back in the kind of in the saddle, as it were, back on the horse, so that you're ready to go again. So divine strategy, speaking to your guides, connecting in with your guides in whatever way feels good for you. So it could be visualization, meditation, automatic writing, a pendulum, which for me is the quickest and easiest way. Pendulum is like having a wand in your hands. It's the third dimensional tool that you can use to connect with your intuition, your higher self, and your guides. And of course, the Akashic Records. And it's a very visual way, because you can see the response. So there's no second guessing with using a pendulum. This is why I love pendulums so much. And you can just whip it out and you've got your wand and off you go. Of course, there's more to it than that, but I'm making a point that you can do this very consciously anywhere and activate a outcome or get guidance. So it's a beautiful tool to use. So divine guidance, are you bringing a divine element into your strategy? Is there enough of a divine element? Is there enough soul heart within this divine strategy, or does it feel very staid, very flat, very heavy? If that's the case, then I'm inviting you to maybe ditch the whole strategy and start again. And that might mean that you don't completely ditch the whole thing, because there might be some very good points within that strategy, but have the courage to start over and not see it as failure, but see it as an opportunity to then use your guides and co-create with your guides from day one. And really tuning into what your soul desires are, making sure that they're kind of part of and weaved into this strategy. And then you're going to see that movement forward in a much faster time, because it's divine led. So is your strategy, are your goals and your intentions co-created with your guides, or do you have that hotline open and available should you need that? And do you have your soul desires weaved into that? Because that's your why. That's the thing that's going to keep you going when it feels tough, when you feel in the resistance, because some of this is going to take you into your growth zone. So you're going to get resistance. Your ego is always going to complain about that. So Divine strategy. Do you have one in place? And if not, this is your opportunity this week to create one. And again, if that's something that you feel that you need support with and you want an empowerment oracle session or to work with me in a different way, then please do reach out. I'm here for you. I'm here to kind of really support you moving forward in the most empowered way. I don't do this work for you. I guide, I coach, I kind of share my wisdom and my guide's wisdom and your guide's wisdom, and I activate healing and I unlock whatever needs to be unlocked for you to kind of then take the mantle and believe that you can move forward. That's how I support you. So 3 months session, you can start from £33. And if you do that, then you're on a subscription with me and we get to work together 4 times over a whole year. So I get to support you for a whole 12 months, which is beautiful. And I get people just continuing on that because, you know, we have such a magical working relationship, co-creative relationship. Okay, so you're here for the bonus card. Relationships. This is actually quite similar to card 2. But in a different way. The image is quite similar, as in it's just beautiful to look at. So relationships, prosperity, mindset. Oh my God. So just check out this card here. It feels very prosperous. It feels abundant. You just want to sit in that space and just take it all in and just be like, oh my God, this is wonderful. You know, life doesn't get any better than sitting in that space. For me personally. It might for you. So your relationships, prosperity, mindset. So a couple of messages that are coming through here with this one. Do you feel prosperous and abundant in your relationships? And there might be one particular one that you're zoning in now on, or it might be just in general. Do you feel fulfilled and abundant with your friendships, your family connections, and your partnerships, your client relationships? Do you feel prosperous and abundant? Do they fill you up? Or do they feel challenging and a struggle and uninspiring? So you've got opportunities here with your relationships to see where you can bring a bit more prosperity, a bit more fulfillment into those. And so it might be that you need to let go of some connections because they're draining your energy. You may need to surround yourself or find yourself a tribe that really lift you up and are very supportive. So I know personally from a business perspective and a friendship perspective that if I was to reach out to certain people, they've totally got my back. And, you know, they're of a mindset and, you know, doing similar work to me in a similar space. So they get it as well. They totally get it. And you have those friends also that can reflect back to you. So they're not gonna tell you what to do because that's disempowering, but they'll reflect back to you. You can go to them and, you know, share what it is that you're thinking about and maybe the possibilities of what it might be or a way forward. And they can support you with just reflecting back. And so you can kind of take, you know, make the decisions, get the different viewpoints, the different perspectives. So you've got people like that, or you may not have people like that in your experience. That is a prosperous connection. You do have those connections that might not feel prosperous, as we've talked about, their struggle, their hardship, their challenge, but they could be prosperous in a way that they are helping to complete a karmic lesson or karmic debt, or for you to learn something about yourself that needs to shift. So in that way, we can then look at that relationship and think, actually, that is a prosperous connection because it is teaching me something. It's showing me that there is gold within this. But the general everyday could be a struggle and a challenge. So you have to weigh up what is more important to me, to have a relationship that is mainly prosperous or one that is kind of a bit of both. And there's no right answer with that. It's what is going to be working best for you. But what I would say is if you have got quite challenging relationships around you, then there is an opportunity here for you to, and an invitation for you to go and find some more prosperous ones, because at least you then are regaining some kind of balance, which is what we've got going on here. We've got a balance between earth and a balance between water going on in this card. We've also obviously got the element of air, but it's having a balance of both. We need balance. We can't have all draining relationships, and we can't have all the kind of amazing vibrational, high vibrational relationships either. It does have to be a mix of both. But for me, it would be a balance towards the prosperity ones, and having, you know, that 51% rather than the 51% the other way and higher. What I also got with this card as well is where we are holding on to a relationship and a dynamic and a behavior within a relationship where we are trying to control maybe the outcomes or the decisions of that person or the behaviors of that person because it suits us. It kind of it suits us in some shape or form. And that might sound quite harsh, but we do live in a society where our relationships are conditional. And obviously, from an ascension process, we are trying to get to unconditional love and unconditional relationships. But Earth isn't that. We have been programmed for thousands of years to have conditional relationships. You do this for me, I get this from it. I do this for you, you get that from it. So what this card is also kind of revealing to you, and there might be a relationship that shows you this week where maybe you are putting a bit too much control in there because it's serving a wound that you have. It's having you feel better about something that is a trigger of yours. And so what I was really drawn to in this card is the waterfalls here, and allowing a bit more flow, allowing ourselves to step back and just see where we perhaps are putting in too much control into relationships because it is serving us in some shape or form. So where can we loosen that control? And that might feel a little bit scary for us, because first we have to own the fact that we are maybe a bit controlling in having a certain outcome done in a certain way by another person. So that's going to reveal something about us, which may feel uncomfortable, but it's just knowledge. We don't have to judge it. And where can we just be a bit more relaxed with our perspectives, with our opinions, with allowing people to maybe express themselves in a way that we maybe don't particularly like, but maybe it's good for them to express themselves in that way because it helps and serves and supports them. So prosperity mindset, where can we bring more prosperity into our relationships, but also where can we bring more flow, and maybe just look at our own behaviors around control and allowing more flow, more freedom, more fluidity between maybe a particular person or a dynamic or maybe a group of people. Where can there be more flow? So interesting cards. Please do let me know how you feel that those cards relate. Do go back and listen to all three, 1, 2, and 3, because as I say, they all interlink and they all build on each other to kind of give you a really complete and filled, full guidance and insights and wisdom for this week. If you want to go deeper, as I've already mentioned, you can do that. Reach out to me and I can support you with an empowerment oracle session. It's a 3-month forecast, but it's filled with guidance, wisdom, healing. And also, if you want to play along with me each week, don't forget you can buy your own Akashic Oracle card deck. Each one comes with an alignment message, an overview, and then deeper wisdom from the Akashic Records. You've got your antique style key that also comes with that, which you can use as a pendulum or a totem. And you get a free masterclass, which is a 2-hour session with also a really beautifully illustrated guide to support you with using these cards with the Akashic Records. Also, there's an attunement in there as well for you to really get tuned to the cards. So I get you covered, I have you completely covered with the Akashic Oracle card deck. It's like a modality in itself. So do check that out as well. So love and blessings, everybody. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I'll see you in 7 days on the new moon. Speak to you soon. Bye.